saying that no, we didn't ask you to stop, but we didn't ask you to stop at
Commander, it's in the
this time. We didn't ask you to stop.
You see, what you are doing is not fair.
No, it's fair.
Very fair.
Very fair. Very fair.
You see, my lecture is here. I don't want it. I don't want this.
Okay, you can talk. Tomorrow, what time is it? Then tomorrow we come. I said tomorrow, what time is it? Where? I'll be there.
3 FM 92.7 Urban Lifestyle Radio Station.
No, not at all. Your lecturer is here.
Yes, my lecturer.
Sunrise on 3 FM, the best in the morning.
I can't say.
Oh, that one is not bad.
You see the way he's smiling.
I'll meet you. Okay, sure. So tomorrow we shall meet.
So the deputy AG came to the ground to.
In the studios, this is 3FM Sunrise on 3FM 92.7, and if you're on Facebook, you would have seen some visuals from yesterday's Stop Galamsey protest organized by Oketeche Efrifa. He's the co-convener of the Generational Rights Protection Society. I'm not sure if you are familiar with this particular group, but yesterday they hit the streets to demand an end to the Galamsey menace. And very shortly we'll connect with Our colleague Stanley Nibleo, he was on the grounds yesterday to paint a vivid picture for us on what the atmosphere was like. You also heard from the Deputy Attorney General, Justice Shremsai, and he went there to collect the petition or a petition from the Generational Rights Protection Society, although I didn't cite any such documents in the hands of the co-convener. But I'm sure...
Oh. The document was on Snapchat. Oh, you didn't. You missed it. Oh, okay. Was it on Snapchat?
No, I just saw that the petition was requested. I didn't see that physical copy.
So it was on TikTok too.
I've not seen it on TikTok. If you're watching on Facebook right now, you see visuals there. Deputy Attorney General Justice Shremsai engaging with
Who happens to be the lecturer of the lead petitioner at Gimpa Law School.
Okay.
I don't know if petition they're supposed to be on Snapchat or they're supposed to be printed and handed over or read at this demonstration. How are they held usually? I've not held a demonstration before.
I think also if you listen to the clip, there was some suggestion that it was meant to go on for another 2 days or so.
So on the final day then they will present it.
But listening to the police on the ground. So why did
the Deputy AG go there on the first day when he knows that?
Why shouldn't he go there on the first day? In fact, they're speaking just opposite the Jubilee House. You can see the Jubilee House in the background of the video. So they went all the way up close.
We can hear the interaction again.
Oh, most certainly.
Please, let's listen to them.
Let's listen to this. Again, this is co-convener of the Generational Rights Protection Society, right opposite the Jubilee House, engaging with the Deputy Attorney General Justice Shremsai. Interesting scenes there. Take a close listen and a close look. Let's go.
Yes, sir. I'm practicing what you taught me. So he taught me constitutional law. And his favorite part was where put it down.
We are practicing my constitutional law.
Yes, within the remit of the law.
Yeah.
So we shall come back to
No, it's not. Your letter says no. We have the copy. We have the copy.
There's only one.
So if you want further, you can bring a petition.
We stated it.
Hello. Yes, sir. We are with the organizers inside. Yes,
no, we can't do that here. So I mean, we can resolve this. We can look at it tomorrow.
Yeah, so we are here.
Are you done for the day?
Yes, we done for the day, but it's not reconvened. I don't know why.
Tomorrow morning, you just bring it and let's see.
No, it's already with them.
No, it's not with us.
Come on.
Listen, let me tell you. Let's comply.
Come on.
With the letter is. Let me tell you. Hello, sir. I'll be with you just soon. I'm here with.
I wanted to show you a copy of the letter we sent
together with. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
No. I said let's
yes,
do that tomorrow. Tomorrow. Right now it's late.
Tomorrow. I'm my way, sir.
The officers are all tired. It's standing here.
No, at 12 a.m. 12 a.m. Yes.
That they have to pray, man.
You taught me how to listen.
Yes.
It's only even on your own grounds.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So 28th, 29th of it.
Yes.
So 28th, 29th.
Yes. 28th, 29th, and that's the end of it.
So we shall
No.
Come on, please.
It doesn't.
Unless you have a conversation.
No.
Maybe you want to have a conversation. You have a conversation.
No, I'm saying that. Let me tell you. Don't let us have this issue. We are just telling you. We are all interested.
Tomorrow, they'll be the commander tomorrow.
Yes. So you come.
When you say tomorrow, it means we can have a conversation.
No, we are not. Who says that? No, 28th You start
We will
on
start
12
from 4 p.m.
and end at 12 a.m. 12 a.m. 12 a.m.
Even today we're charitable. We didn't go 12 a.m.
And I'm saying that no, we didn't ask you to stop, but we didn't ask you to stop at
Commander is in the
this time. We didn't ask you to stop.
You see, what you are doing is not fair.
No, it's fair.
You are being charitable.
Very fair. Very fair.
You see, my lecturer is here. I don't want it. I don't want this.
Okay, you can talk. Tomorrow, what time is it? Then tomorrow we come.
I said tomorrow, what time is it? Where? I'll be there. Come to the office and I'll
3 FM.
In the morning, then we meet in there. No, the people know that we are reconvened.
No, don't tell them that.
Sunrise on 3 FM.
No.
The best in the morning.
Your lecturer is here.
Yes, my lecturer. He taught me so. He's brilliant.
3 FM 90.
All right, again, that was the interaction late yesterday after the Stop Galamsey Now protest organized by the conveners, and the group is called the Generational Rights Protection Society, and an interaction there with the Deputy AG. And as I mentioned before, they were speaking right opposite the Jubilee House. You recall that some months ago, not even up to a year ago, that area was designated as a security
You're telling
zone.
us your story. She was nearly arrested.
But Helen,
The farthest you could go would be Christ.
They chase am.
No, don't worry. AJ would have brought you some of the water she was sharing.
She did. That was
I'm a governor and,
September 20. That was September 2023.
You remember the date too?
Yes, I remember. I remember.
Where you were nearly
I remember.
Mansen's daughter.
Day one, I had taken the day off. In fact, I took those 3 days
You
off.
took the days off to go and risk your life.
I actually took it off work. Day one, I didn't wake up early. People were calling me and said, we have heard some people have been arrested. We are calling you, are not picking. We know your parts. I said, oh no, please.
And at the end of the day, when that demonstration was ongoing, when the police went to the court, when the AG filed, the injunction to say, no, you can't do this. These people who are doing the demonstration, where were they? Were they dead? They were here with all of us. It didn't matter to them. Suddenly, governments have changed. The tone has changed. The gentleman in question who is there now, he was holding somebody's hand to push it up. He didn't read Professor Kwabena Frimpong-Boate's report.
You say, where were these people when we needed the numbers more than ever?
We needed it. The president at the time told us that we should rest. He told organized labor, rest. Let me finish campaign. And Kate Jenfo said, let's postpone it. You didn't hear all those comments that were made.
So after the election.
You didn't hear it. That even Ghana Medical Association, who today is up in arms and is here, they are on strike. They said, you will complain. They pulled out of the strike.
No, but Johnny, it's fair to say that we have all learned our lessons. That
we have not learned any
all
lessons.
These ones have learned.
No, they have
and
not learned.
We all now
lessons.
realize that yes, we can at least march in peace.
GMA knows that we don't have renal dialysis machines. We are drinking Galamsey water with cyanide and mercury and all of that. GNA is not interested in ending Galamsey, at least from the last call we know.
No, it's not fair to say that.
No, I'm saying that
say they are not acting to.
No,
you say they are not interested.
I'm saying that
Galamsey.
When labor unions came together, what was GMA's position? Didn't they pull out?
Oh, the one that they left Ransford Jampo's UTAC.
They pulled out. If you pull out,
Kitchen Minister Haruna Idrisu is telling UTAC they should not soften their stance because the new government is in power on Galamsey.
But I'm saying that at the time, where was GMA? What was their position? If they are not interested, because once you pull out, you are not interested in fighting Galamsey.
It wasn't their priority.
Now you are asking for
it's their
nebulizer and things, and that is enough reason for you to go. When the nebulizers are there and we all die of kidney disease, who will you use the nebulizer on?
The remaining.
People's motive must be examined over and over again.
So, motive or not, Galamsey is a common problem, right?
We agree.
And every citizen is at liberty to demonstrate,
Absolutely.
to march. In fact, we keep using the words. I think we keep interchangeably. Demonstration should connote something, and marching should connote something else. And what's the other? Protest.
Okay.
Also connote something else.
At least now Helen knows that when she goes out, nobody will
arrest her.
I'm so excited.
We'll force her to watch police TV and give her 5 rice a video.
I'm so excited. In any democracy where you feel at ease to vent, there is some, you know what, trust me, never underestimate the power of venting, of speaking, being able to speak. Because when you are not able to speak and emotions are bottled up, it can lead to something very disastrous.
Do you remember Fix the Country?
Yes.
What was the response?
Fix yourself.
Thank you. Do you remember We Are Fixing It?
Yes.
Which came after Fix Yourself.
Yes.
Do you remember that?
I recall.
And I stood here and said that the government at the time was giving the people too many reasons to be angry with them. Dr. Baumia is saying the same thing today. I mean, people are demonstrating. Look, Nana Akufo-Addo is the biggest demonstrator we have had in this country.
After him is Bernard Mona.
After him, Bernard Mona is a serial demonstrator. But Nana Akufo-Addo is like the big guy.
Pratt at his right hand side.
Yes.
And
Bawku and Reku Brobe, and he is like demonstration. He demonstrated to the point where Rawlings, the military officer, was literally scared. He backed down on his decision, postponed VAT for 3 years and brought it back, 95 to 98. Then under his regime, you cannot demonstrate. Have you heard some before?
Under his regime, people were demonstrating.
Where were they demonstrating?
Then I was part of it.
Bernard Mona and his group went to demonstrate at Circle. They threw tear gas and then
you demonstrate and come and terminate at Christ the King. That was after Christ the King.
Yeah, but I'm saying that, Helen, were you not part of the demonstration? Your petition was not on Snapchat. You were supposed to come and present the petition at the Jubilee House. They blocked you at 37.
I recall I got to
300 meters away.
This would have been 2023. Bridget Otu. I got to the regional police. I videoed all of that, you know, as per my journalistic prowess. When I got there, the police had manhandled her to the point that they had ripped off her shirt.
That was where her husband got angry.
Yeah, so he stormed the place. When I got there, he had just arrived, you know, so I put the camera on him, and apparently he flew from Western or whatever. Where's Cape Coast?
It's the central region.
Thank you for the...
No, the Cape Coast has no central. People of Cape Coast, I promise you...
He flew in the car.
Okay, he sped off.
That's what I was trying to say. He came rush when he heard.
He flew, conveys the message.
Yes, and when I got there, I said,
there's no airport in Cape Coast. That's what's promised.
Had been ripped to the point that another lady had to give her a shirt to wear, because she was exposed. For what? Because we're protesting against
milk bottles.
Galamsey. I mean, I don't want to say that from that day on, I was scandalized. I wouldn't say I was radicalized, but something switched in my brain, and it hasn't felt the same ever since that day.
So you see, the erstwhile government is now using arrogance of power to say that was where they got it wrong. Kojo Nkum says we should have explained the financial situation and we should have been more candid, etc. There was nothing like arrogance of power and not explaining. It was blatant abuse of power. Blatant. If I had served notice that I'm going to demonstrate, the police would tell me, well, we don't have enough people to help you to demonstrate, but they have enough people to prevent me from demonstrating. What does that mean? You cannot have 100 policemen to guide me, but you have 400 policemen to prevent me from demonstrating. What is... And the issues we're talking about are not... It's not as if the issues don't matter. The issues are relatable. Everybody understands the issues. Galamsey is a problem. It's still a problem. It was a problem. It's still a problem.
That's right.
Fuel prices. If people want to demonstrate, leave them to demonstrate.
Yes.
Guide them to demonstrate. And I will always go back to that US example of Floyd. I can't breathe. The police people, they joined. Like yesterday, the AG joined. Who complained? I can tell you on good authority that the 3 days demonstration, if the AG decides to join every single day, the demonstration will be good. It's a strategy. It will be good. Because you say you are demonstrating against me, I'm joining you to demonstrate against us.
Because it's a problem that we're all facing.
It's a problem that we all agree that we have to fix.
Yeah.
And it's a problem that has been extensively written about by Prof. Sakwabena Frimpong-Boateng.
Well, time check, 20 minutes to the top of the hour, 9 a.m. This is still 3FM Sunrise on 3FM 92.7.
I'm sorry, but do we know the content of the petition they presented they did not present petition?
So I've been deep diving since
because
yesterday, actually.
I think I heard the Deputy AG asking for their petition.
Yeah, but Helen, you are on Snapchat.
So
the petition is on
I have not seen it.
I don't know. God, then
but the AG is not on Snapchat.
I'm not sure if it wasn't presented because the conveners were under the impression that the police were aware of another 2 days of demonstrations. So there was that back and forth with the DCOP and the co-convener. You heard them in the clip. It was a bit faint, but there was a suggestion that there will be some 2 other days. And he was looking for a letter that had been written. He said they'd written to the police.
So what he was looking for?
Initially, the petition was asked for, right?
Yes.
By the Deputy AG. Then we see him in the video, on the phone, but we didn't see anything. Then after that, you have the commander come in because there was a suggestion that, actually, we have some 2 days to go. And the commander was implying that maybe that wasn't
I just want us to know exactly what they're asking.
How did the first day end?
As we saw, and in fact, you also hear the co-convener saying, we've been charitable. We could have gone, or they had planned to go.
But who prevented anybody?
I heard the commander say, you can go. Like, we have not stopped you from...
Yeah, the says, fire on.
You can keep going.
We are here.
There's another complaint that the
to have a DCOP working with you.
Another
That's like
issue,
a brigadier general.
So I'm reading a story here that says the group has yet to present their petition to the presidency. Well, the protest is scheduled for 3 days, so they have maybe today.
So they're coming out again today
and tomorrow to possibly present the petition if they want to.
Okay, so today and tomorrow we could see a continuation.
Yes, but that was the disagreement Petition FIFA was having with the police.
Yes.
So their thinking was, according to the police, they should finish today, but they say they communicated 3 days. So hopefully, we'll see how that goes. But the petition is yet to be presented to the president.
I kept saying that it is Galamsey they are talking about, and we are all interested in Galamsey.
There were many other issues.
So I just want to be sure that the petition represents my concerns. That's why I keep asking about.
But the point is that you saw the placards. It was not just Galamsey, many other things. Teachers deserve better and all of that. So it's a well-written petition. We'll receive it and read it to the rest of the public.
Now, yesterday we connected with Awula Sewa, and she's with the Eco-Conscious Citizens Movement. And I wanted to find out from her yesterday if she would be part of the demonstration, or if some CSOs had also decided to go along with the demonstration. And from what I understand after speaking with her was that some of the demands that are being made, there appears to be some motion, at least as far as LI 2462 is concerned. Government's initial posture was that some portions of that LI would be amended, but recent news coming as of some 5 days ago indicates that the position of government is that this will in fact be revoked once Parliament reconvenes. So that was something that Awula Sewa mentioned was taken into consideration. She says formal engagement has begun with the relevant stakeholders, the minister as well, and timelines have been given for certain actions to take place. So there is some seeming patience also on the part of CSOs to see how these demands will materialize before, I suppose, they also take that next step of registering their displeasure.
That is all I was asking about yesterday in that conversation, that it would be unfair to President Mahama for us to bombard him with the concerns that we have brought from the previous administration, that we were making specific demands. And as well-intentioned as the demands may be, this is a different administration. Let us present the demands again, and let the administration also assess them as they are today. Also assess them, and let us deal with the conversation as it is. Once we go through that phase and we see that President Mahama is not walking the talk he talked during the campaign, then we have a problem, and we can all start bashing him. And all that talk, we can go on it. But I think that it's simply too early in 4 months, especially when some overtures have already been made. We will do this with the ally. Let us go through that phase. And then we see how committed the current administration appear to be on the fight against Galamsey. Then we can take it from there.
Because we juxtapose that also with the citizenry's position when it came to the last administration. We had seen Operation Halt 1 had come, Halt 2 had come, Galamstop had come.
The last administration had a stretch of 6 years, if you like, to go through all of these phases that you are talking about.
In fact, it was 8 years.
So it would be
started
unfair.
Right in 2017.
No, I'm just saying that, look, if you look at the time that the operations started, it started with the constitution of the... No, it started with the constitution of the Charles Bissue committee. It was interministerial something. So that was when the Akufo-Addo administration started some formidable action against Galamsey.
But you see, Sixtus, Professor Kwabena Frimpong-Boateng was the first minister for environment, science and technology. Yeah. So his administration was part of the first administration. It didn't start in the second year or the third year. It started in the very first year.
I agree.
This was post the death of Major Maxwell Mahama.
But before all of this, this was a media fight. We in the media
were doing
our thing. So the first 2 years of the Akufo-Addo administration saw largely a media campaign.
Right. Until the politicians got in
the formidable action coming from the politicians was when they then started with the constitution of the committee.
Right.
Then we saw Operation Vanguard started. Yeah. Then we saw the joint military police
immigration.
This was an elaborate launch that we had. And
at Bema Camp.
Yes. So I mean, it would be unfair that the previous administration had 6 years to deal with this. Another administration comes in 4 months, and we say do what the previous administration refused to do or failed to do or was unable to do. Let us allow some 2 more months to pass. Then we see whether indeed the government is committed. The baby steps that we all agree, the low-hanging fruits that we all agree can be dealt with. Let's see if the government will pluck those fruits, and then we can take it from there.
Absolutely. Now let's move on, and this next topic or discussion is closely related to our discussion about Galamsey. But of course, if you want to see what happened yesterday, do head over to our socials and you'll get a glimpse of the proceedings yesterday. I'm not too sure if the protest will happen today and also tomorrow, but if you are in and around the area, do take notice. Let's now talk about the OSP versus Charles Bissue. And you'll know that Mr. Charles Bissue was the secretary of the disbanded Inter-Ministerial Committee on Illegal Mining, from which that famous, now infamous report emanated. Until this day, we still quote that report. Now, the OSP has charged Mr. Charles Bissue with some 15 counts of corruption and corruption-related offenses. If you're on Facebook, you can follow along with that. OSP charges Charles Bissue and Andy Thomas Owusu 15 counts of corruption and corruption-related offenses, 6 counts against Charles Bissue, 9 counts against Andy Thomas Owusu. Now, the key developments in the OSP vs. Charles Bissue case is as follows. Crosby, please do us the honors. It starts from February 2019.
So let's start from February 2019. So there was a Galamsey fraud documentary, and that was published, which captured Charles Bissue and 5 others allegedly taking bribe to facilitate the acquisition of mining licenses. Charles Bissue at that time was the secretary of the IMCL. So in March 2019, After public pressure, a lot of conversation after the fraud documentary, Charles Bissue resigned from his position as secretary to the Interministerial Committee on Illegal Mining. So that happened. And then in July 2019, the CID investigated the development and exonerated Charles Bissue and the 5 police officers who were captured in the Galamsey documentary. The CID said they did not, for lack of evidence. That was the reason given by the CID. So it exonerated them because of lack of evidence. Fast forward to July 2019, Tiger IPI, the group that produced the Galamsey fraud documentary, they rejected the CID report assisting. They reported the matter to the special prosecutor and not the police. So how did the police get involved in the investigation? Fast forward to December 2022, the office of the special prosecutor announced a conclusion of investigation into the allegations against Charles Bissue. Then in June 2023, the OSP secured an arrest warrant for the arrest of Charles Bissue, and subsequently, the OSP declared Mr. Charles Bissue a wanted man. So in June 2023 too, Charles Bissue, he did not take it lightly. He fought back with multiple lawsuits at the High Court to stop the OSP from investigating him. He got an interim injunction against the OSP, all happening in June 2023. Also in June 2023, Charles Bissue withdrew one of his suits and he turned himself in, and he was arrested, he was interviewed and released on bail. All happened in June 2023. We moved to November 2024, where the High Court dismissed Charles Bissue's suit. So remember that he filed judicial review and an injunction application at the Supreme Court aimed at stopping the OSP. The court dismissed Mr. Charles Bissue's suit. Then in April 2025, this year, yesterday, OSP charges Charles Bissue and Andy Thomas Owusu with 15 counts of corruption and corruption-related offenses. Helen, that's how far we've traveled.
All right, so this is where we are today, April 2025. Some 15 counts of corruption and corruption-related offenses. 6-0 call in 2022. Or was it 2023? Can we go back a few slides when there was the back and forth between the OSP and Charles Bissue, and Charles Bissue okay, so June 2023, OSP secures an arrest warrant for the arrest of Charles Bissue and subsequently declared him wanted, but he fought back. Charles Bissue
That's
did.
why he said it wasn't me.
Yes.
It wasn't me. I'm not the one you're looking for.
And
It wasn't me.
the OSP says that, I think that's from at that time he said that a time will come when a murderer, he says, can go to court to secure
expose.
I think that one came before Ankwanoma, isn't it? Or it was all part of the reason why he was.
The whole Ankwanoma that the courts now.
No, it's mainly about Madame Dapa.
Yes, after Madame
Yes, it was about
Dapa.
Madame
But he chronicled everything that has started.
Inside that, when you both say I should go and fight corruption, now you are fighting me. Ankwanoma story.
The idea then at the time was that as you are fighting corruption is
will
also fighting you.
Yeah, but it is not an easy fight. I'm actually trying to retrieve the document itself, the charges, so that if we look at the facts as laid out by the OSP, then we'll know exactly what the reasoning behind the charges are.
15 charges.
Has decided to go and hide somewhere.
15, yeah, strong thing.
So following, or off the back of this story yesterday, a lot of you had a lot to say, especially now about the office of the special prosecutor, wondering if this is a turning point or just another name on the list. Are we going to get closure? It's coming up, time without number. We are always hearing about corruption and corruption-related offenses. This person is declared wanted. This person has been asked to come and give some answers. But gentlemen, that closure that Ghanaians say they need, are we going to get it? How closely are you following these charges leveled against former appointees and persons of influence?
You see, the way we treat corruption-related activities in this country, we treat it as if it's some agenda to witch hunt, right? And as soon as people introduce politics into it, it diffuses the whole situation. If you are corrupt, you are corrupt. If you're not corrupt, you're not corrupt. I mean, we need to get to the point where as a country we settle those matters and put them in proper perspective. So you would have had in not so distant future how a certain hashtag is generated as soon as a political figure is picked up. Free this thing, I stand with you, I sit with you and all of that. And I crawl with you. I crawl with you. And so even the matters have not been heard, but as soon as the matter comes up, you are innocent because you belong to a political setup. And it raises a lot of questions. Are we really interested in the accountability question, in answering the accountability question? Because this is about accountability.
That's right.
Were you caught on camera? What were you doing? Collecting money into a rubber bag? What is your defense? Can we leave the people to answer the questions so that if we all agree that, oh, you are guilty, you are not guilty, then we know.
You say the interference is just too much.
Many of the interference situations that happens, and we don't allow matters to reach its conclusion. So you find that as soon as a regime changes, some people come in with a certain mindset. Yesterday when your people were there, they didn't allow you to answer the questions. We have come, we should be answering the questions. And we need to be kind to ourselves. We must be fair to each other and ask the right questions the way the questions have to be put. Finish.
Well, what about the public trust and anti-corruption efforts? Crosby, that's the call. That we are making efforts, but there's no closure. Today is this person, tomorrow it's that person. What is it going to take for Ghanaians to actually believe that there is a real fight against corruption?
This case has traveled for over 6 years. Charles Bissue also started processes to stop the investigations through the courts. So this entire back and forth, the longer the case takes, the more the people think that it is much